Today at the Garage Engineer Workshop, we went hunting for some good finds. Today is Friday, and throughout the week I like to check Facebook for estate sales and yard sales. And the reason I like estate sales and yard sales because it happens on Friday, and Friday at the Garage Engineer we try to take a little bit of a relax to catch up on things we've done during the week that we need to catch up on. And then estate sales are good because they start in the morning on Friday, so you can have kind of relax and get the kids off to school and then head to the estate sale. And today was kind of exciting. It was a pretty good one. Let me turn you around and show you what we got. I was excited about this particular estate sale is because I can tell kind of by the Facebook pictures the quality of the sale. Now I don't always go by all that's in the pictures because there's always some treasures you can find, but this one particularly, it was a aviation builder, and he lived a little bit farther out in the country, so I didn't think there was going to be a lot of people. So this back here, except for my jumper pack and my toolbox, is what I got from the sale. So let me get it on the table and we'll go more into it. Okay, here we are back in the workshop. I've kind of laid everything out, took them out of boxes. Now, so like I was saying, this gentleman who had passed away was an aviation mechanic or tinkerer. He built an airplane, and the wife was showing me pictures and telling me all about it. But what I liked is he had his own shop. The shop was probably 30 by 60, so it was a nice shop. And in the big picture, or one of the pictures I liked, was that it had a 14-inch Laguna bandsaw. So that was kind of what piqued my interest. Everything else was, I couldn't see in the pictures if it was going to be any good, but I wanted to look at that bandsaw. And so that's what really drew me there. But I always check them out, good or bad. You never know what you're going to run into, and this happened to be kind of a good one. So let me show you what we've got. As you can see, I've kind of divided the section. There's 3 different sections here, and I wanted to show you why I divided it up. So when I first walked in, I took a look, and I usually go straight to the tools. And you can see what really attracted me was this number 5 Stanley. I don't have one this big, so that's really what I was interested in. And she had put these prices on here, so what I could tell was anything large, she looked on the internet and just put retail price, I think, or maybe took a little bit off. So when I found that Laguna bandsaw, it had $1,800 for a 14-inch. So I don't know if that's a little bit off, but that was way too much. So that was definitely out. And someone bought the grinder already, and one other thing that I was interested in. But when I saw this for $5, that was definitely something I wanted. And what was next to it was another plane. Here's I'm not sure. It was in pretty good shape, but again, it's $5. So anything she really didn't know the price of, she just put what she thought. And here's another cheap little hand plane for $2. And then all the other little tools, she just put $1 there. And I don't have a mirror, so I got one of those. Always good to have these forceps. So I didn't mind. So the first time I went, and there's another block plane here. Not really, there's not a name on it or anything, but I'll have to do some more research, but I've got a couple, but it's worth having. And I also was looking for a small little scraper, and this happened to be brand new, so that's why I picked that up. I try not to pick up stuff that I know I'm not going to need, because I really don't want to get a lot of junk in the workshop. But this is something I've been eyeing at Harbor Freight. I was going to buy 3/4-inch pipe clamps, and even with a 20% off, they're like $8. She had them for $3, so I got 2 of these. Now the thing with the pipe clamps is this isn't the cost. The cost is in the pipe itself. I just bought a pair, and I spent $20 just for the pipe at Home Depot. So I'm going to see if I can find some scrap pipe that someone's giving away to use that on. But I was glad to get that for $3, so that's not too bad. And then I found these later walking through. These are 1/2-inch pipe clamps, and she took $3 each for them. So the first time I walked through, I went ahead and paid. I think that's all I really wanted. And she counted it up. I think it came up to like $35. Oh, and I got the oiler too. This is kind of neat with the little extension on there. So, and it looked like pretty good shape, so I could use that. So I think this all came out to be like $35. I hate negotiating for being that low, but I said would you take less? Because I always, whenever I try to buy a bunch of stuff to see if they'll take more because they see that you're taking a group. So she said 28, and I couldn't really argue. That was fine. So I got all that for $28. So I think I did pretty good with this number 5. So I was happy with that. And then I always try to throw in just little stuff here and there that's something you might need, because really these are just more freebies. You're paying for the bigger items, but you're throwing in a few other stuff. And it also looks like you're buying a lot, so they might be more willing to negotiate. So then got a box, was packing that up, and then she said, oh, I have a free pile. Now, free piles are interesting. It's usually all the consumable stuff that are half open, that she can't throw it away, because some of it you really don't want to throw it away, but she wants to get rid of it. You can find used oil, or not used oil, but half open cans of oil, and that's great for lawnmowers or working on projects to see if an engine runs. I mean, this is only a quarter of the pile that she had stacked over there, and I went through all of it. And so I got this gas can was free. I mean, this is practically brand new, so that's worth it in itself. What also, the guy, since this guy was Aviation Mechanic, he also had a boat, so he had epoxy. He had some West epoxy that was older, it was rusted, and I'm not really sure how old it was, so I decided not to take it. But he had this total boat epoxy, and this is full, and this is, I think they're both full. I don't even know if they've been opened. Let's see here. They've been opened, but it's got like 90% of it in there. So I don't think it's that old, but I might, instead of using, I know this is older, so I might use this on test projects just to make sure that it cures, and maybe after 1 or 2 times, if it works, then I might use it on a permanent project. But that's, I think, what is that, $60, $80? Some anti-seize, that can never go bad. You got general finishes. This is butcher block oil. Mouse milk, there's not much left, but I've heard good stuff about this is penetrating oil, so I at least got it just to try it, because it's kind of hard to find. You have to order it online. So trying that. Here's the Epiphanes brush thinner. The spray paint, I usually open up the can. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. I usually open up the can to see if it's been used. This one hadn't been used, so it's brand new. So I can always use it, give it a try. This Deft is only about half full, but still usable in smaller projects. Wood glue only lasts about a year or so, and it didn't look that old, so we'll give it a try to see if it works, but that's always worth it. Here's some more. The Home Depot butcher block, and I don't know, it looks a little solid, but we can give it a try. Here's some more, let's see. Just cheap spray paint. General purpose, this must be more aviation cleaner. I wasn't really sure, but I could give it a try. Some type of like brake clean, but for aviation. Here's some more paint. This wood putty, I opened it up earlier. The seal was broken, but I don't think anyone even used it, so it's red mahogany. Definitely use that. Here's a cleaner. I mean, who cares what the can looks like? This is like half full, and see, he squeezes it. So this tells me that either it got crushed or he squeezed it to get the air out of so it would last longer. No, this is actually a paint stripper. This isn't the cleaner. So that's interesting. We'll give that a try. Acetone, there's only a little bit left here, but here's a whole brand new gallon. Here is the matte Pro Tap for when you're cutting taps. Can't really go bad on that. Here's some foam spray adhesive. Here's some primer, self-etching primer, and then there's like half a can paint thinner. So those consumables, they really never go bad, or they can last a long time. So, and then here was the other part of the West System kit. I don't see a date on it. The other 2 pumps were on the system itself, so I just kind of left it out. I don't know. So I was packing up. I took all the free stuff into my 4Runner. I took the stuff I already paid for, and I said, well, I'll take one more walk around. I shouldn't, because I'll probably find something I don't really need. And again, he was an aviation guy, and I like aviation, especially more of the older stuff. And I found this box. Well, this one, it had this is an old fuel filter for a tractor. So that was kind of neat. but I saw these. This is, I'm assuming, it says G units, so I wonder if that's G's. I'm not really sure. See, I don't know what most of this stuff is, but what, Square D company, that's an electrical company. But what really interests me, here's a DC voltmeter. What really interested me was, here's a compass, but I don't know if it worked, if the fluid's left out of it, so I don't know if we need to put more fluid in it or not, but this is what interests me. Here's some clocks, if you can see it. Some cool looking clocks that would mount, but the company is Waltham Watch Company. So Waltham made watches in World War II, and I don't know if they're the premier watch company for World War II pilots, but this is a name that I recognized. So I don't know if this guy was collecting them or if he used them or what, but he had a whole box full of them. See this whole box. Here's just a regular clock. I don't even know if they still make them today. This doesn't have a name on it. Oh yeah, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. It's black on black, Waltham. So there's another clock. I'm not sure. I don't see a name on this one. Let's see here. So here's 5 clocks. And you can see it says mil spec clock aircraft mechanic Waltham Clock Company. So I think I was happy just to find it. I'm gonna look it up. I might sell a few. Elgin National Watch Company. So I might sell a few, but I might keep a few just for decoration or see if I can even get it to work. So because I have no idea. I'm assuming these are wind up. I'm not really sure if they take power or not. So you guys might be able to tell me more about it. So I found that, and I found this old syringe. Glass syringe. I think it has some fluid in it, antifreeze, not antifreeze, some type of the red fluid, power steering type fluid. So I figured I could use that, and it's graduated with millimeters on it, and I think it has a needle down in there. So I thought that'd be good for a project if I needed to put oil. And then I saw these, my friend's in the boat, Brandon with Sea Weasel. He's starting up in Norfolk, and saw these bosun whistles, and she just wanted $1 for it. So so I grabbed those. I don't know, they're not real. They're just cheap. They're not even, I don't know. I haven't even tested them yet. Let's see what it sounds like. Yeah, it blows, but might be more decoration. And then had this mass airflow. This was over, not by in the free pile, but with the clocks. And then a color wheel, brand new, that I wanted to have for reference, trying to pick out complementary colors and stuff like that when I'm doing some design work. So she really did, I mean, she just said, make me an offer. So for this second round, I said, well, $15. And she didn't even bat an eye. She said, okay. So I think I did pretty good. So coming out total was at 23 and 15, or no, 28. It was 28 and 15. So it's 33. So $33 for all that. So I was pretty happy with it. So maybe we'll find a project. Maybe I'll do a video on just the clocks and kind of see what's going on with that, the history of some of those items. And then definitely we need to tune up some of these planes, and we'll give that a try. And then we got more clamps for future table projects that we're going to be building, and always the consumables. So that's a lot of money in consumables if you really think about how much I have to buy for cleaners and stuff like that. That just having a little bit like this, it really helps keep costs down, so we can be a lean, mean workshop here. Well, that was a lot to go through. I appreciate you sticking around with me on the Friday estate sale finds. If you like this, let me know in the comments. Maybe we'll do some more. Seems like there's been a more recently in the past couple of weeks. It's getting colder around here, so I don't know how much more estate sales are going to be or yard sales. But if you guys keep liking it, I like going out there and trying to find neat stuff. If you like it, let me know in the comments. And we've got some more project videos coming out in a future week, so please like and subscribe the channel so that you can get notified when the new videos come up. And today's Friday, so have a casual Friday.